Welcome to InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw, and our topic today is heartbreaking. The City of Salem is facing a humanitarian crisis. It has a plan of action echoed regionally with steps and goals. It begins with the idea of home first, shelter the homeless first, and help them make the transition to permanent housing. After weighing options, the City Council in January unanimously chose 3 new sites for micro-shelter communities. What are micro-shelters and why do they play a major role in ending homelessness? For answers to that, I want to welcome our guest, Gretchen Bennett. She is the city's homelessness liaison. Welcome, Gretchen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What are these micro-shelters? Are they tents? Are they something else?
Yeah, of course. Well, think of 4 walls and a roof and a lockable door. Imagine a space that's about 8 feet by 8 feet. And imagine space inside for most of the time 2 beds and some totes for holding items. And that'll give you a base picture. We have 20 of these micro shelters now at the first site, the Village of Hope site.
The micro-shelter villages has been tried elsewhere. It seems to be successful. I'm just wondering, why is it so successful?
This model is utilizing a navigation-based model that assists people with having support and security and safety, the hygiene supports that's needed to just come in and be able to take a deep breath and stabilize. They are having very favorable outcomes. The first program that we opened that assists adults, women in particular, almost 40% of the people there have been able to exit to a positive destination, which exceeds the target that had been set of 25%. The second location, which serves families and families with children, they've really been rocketing. Almost 70% of the people there that have come through have exited to a positive destination. So we're really delighted with the initial outcomes that we're seeing at both programs.
How are you deciding who gets to be in these shelters?
That's an excellent question. And that decision is made by the nonprofit that is operating, not from the city. The city's role is to provide some operating support to the project, and we helped with scouting for sites. The nonprofit that operates the shelter is in collaboration with the rest of the community partners that help. There's a coordinated entry system where people who are unsheltered can respond to questions that are quite comprehensive, and they help identify vulnerabilities. And so the way people are selected is by that level of vulnerability, and also fit and match. One of the beautiful things of this coordinated system is that as people complete the questionnaires, there can be a bit of a matchmaking process on which service or shelter opportunity or program would be the best fit for the individual and their circumstances, so that it all makes sense, as opposed to old first come first serve sorts of models that don't help the community get at vulnerabilities.
How long do they get to stay?
This is hoped to be a temporary stopgap to help assist someone with coming from that place of a park or a sidewalk and into a positive destination, whatever that would be for them. So the general concept is maybe about 90 days with 30-day checkpoints along the way to help make sure we're on progress.
What is considered a transition from the micro shelter to the next level? What is that next level?
Yeah, the next level would be what we'd want to see as a positive destination that makes sense for that individual. Sometimes it's being able to step into an affordable housing unit that folks believe is going to be a successful fit for that individual or family. Sometimes it's a a place of housing that has an increased level of staff. If the person has a number of challenges and would need on-site staffing, there's a model in Salem and really is recognized around the country as one of the most promising models, which is called permanent supportive housing. The Salem Housing Authority opened something that is an example of this called Redwood Crossing, where there's staff on site and there's just regular support and assistance for someone who would not be predicted to be successful in just independent housing. So kind of staffed housing. That's another example of a positive destination.
Ultimately, what would you like to see happen with these people? Certainly, you don't want a problem anywhere along the line to send them back further back than they were, find them homeless again. You've gotten them into a home, a temporary home, a transitional home. What's the step after that?
For them to thrive, for them to be an environment where it's workable for that person to be able to come into the space where they're contributing and happy and belonging within our community, whatever that looks like.
It's a political choice to say, yes, we do want to do it. And here is our plan. Here are the steps we're going to take to make it happen. Here's how we monitor our projects. Is that what you have here?
Yeah, I think it is what we have here. No doubt it's complicated. No doubt there are many factors involved in the notion of ending homelessness. No doubt that I think it's what our community is committed to doing. We're proud to be a part of a regional solution through the Mid-Willamette Valley Homeless Alliance. And one of the alliance's commitments is to a goal of being built for zero. You know, that we're going to be built as our region to be a place where we're built for zero homelessness. And that doesn't assume that no one will ever at any moment become unsheltered, because we understand there are conditions and triggers, evictions, loss of job, lack of savings, lack of network support, et cetera, that cause homelessness. But the question is, can't we get at that quickly and help a person rapidly be reconnected to housing or some other type of solution? And so being built for zero is about being able to catch and support and reconnect people before chronic homelessness takes hold, which Salem has a significant challenge with a number of people who've been chronically homeless for a long period of time. And that can really compound the chances and the challenges to being able to be successful. So this community is committed. There's an active committee called Built for Zero, and they receive support from the National Built for Zero team and are putting in place a number of steps towards being able to have our region be built for zero. Micro shelters are one of those strategies, but there's multiple strategies at work there from our region's perspective.
If somebody is homeless, Gretchen, how do they access your services? What if they don't even have a cell phone?
We try to spread the word through a number of ways. One of the things the Homeless Alliance has done in recent years is really expand the number of street outreach teams that are out visiting and trying to find people who are unsheltered and give them this information. If someone is in Salem and seeking help, visiting the day center at Arches makes a lot of sense, because that is a place where the coordinated entry data system maintains, there's services available at the day center, and they have an ability to connect a person to the type of program or shelter program that would be a best match for them.
Thank you so much. Gretchen Bennett, Homelessness Liaison for the City of Salem. I really appreciate your taking the time to tell us the big picture and how you hope to achieve it and have benchmarks along the way so that you do reach that zero homelessness goal. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us today on InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw. Learn more about the City of Salem's micro shelters and more housing resources at cityofsalem.net/housing.